Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to the Go Home show for the Fatality pay-per-view. That'll be next up on the calendar, and it will be the last show for 2K18 as we make the switch over to 2K19. We kick things off in a big way tonight as Ryan Austin is answering Big Willie's open challenge tonight, accompanied to the ring with him by Liam Connors, and you can already see that could cause Big Willie some trouble, especially with the misbehavior that they've had over the last couple of weeks. Connors and Ryan targeting Big Willie, trying to get him to drop the title to one of them and beating him down last week as well, but it didn't work out for Connors, and now Ryan's having a go, and this time Connors is with him. Clearly the element of surprise is not going to be with them, as Big Willie will be favoring on the side of caution as he deals with both of them. But Ryan is in here tonight, and Ryan hasn't exactly had a fond history with Big Willie. He hasn't exactly wanted to stand and trade with the big man. It's been very rare. And we'll see if he can get the job done tonight. Could you imagine, after a long absence, Ryan Austin coming back, forming this alliance, and then defeating this man, a man who he has run from literally in the past. It is the current television champion, Big Willie. He's had a pretty dominant reign, but he struggled to deal with these two right now. Last week, Liam Connors have really pushed him to his limit. This week, we'll have to see if Connors can repeat that and cause him problems to help Ryan win the title. When it's clear about Connors and Ryan's alliance now, it's very clear they clearly are very confident about taking him down in a 2-on-1 situation. Big Willie, does he look phased to you? Because he doesn't look phased to me. Big Willie has taken on people in triple threats, fatal four-way. He's done open invitationals at Insomnia for that championship. He doesn't care who steps into that ring with him for that title. He believes that he will walk out with it every single night, and it's that confidence that has helped him to become a combined year-long champion over his 2 reigns as the title holder. The television championship back on the line as always, and yet no plans for the pay-per-view for Big Willie, but we'll have to wait and see if that changes, because of course if Ryan wins here tonight, I'm sure that plan will be to cash in his rematch clause. But Ryan Austin, who is yet to win gold here in WIW, still on the hunt, and the super athlete has brought in some reinforcements to try and help get it done. And Liam Connors happy to return the favor. The champion, Big Willie, needing a big performance again here tonight. It's not going to be an easy task. He knows that there's going to be some mischief on the outside, maybe some violence. I don't know, maybe Connors won't get involved as much because it is Connors. And Connors has been a fairly nice person. WIW, please excuse me. And so it might not go down that way, who knows? Maybe Connors realizes the error of his ways. I highly doubt it, because that must be why he's out here. But they clearly have come here with one goal, and that is to dethrone Big Willie of the television championship. And we'll see if they can do that here tonight. The bell rings, and away we go. What can Ryan do against Big Willie? Try to strike first, and he has done, taking him down with a Lufes press. And Big Willie, not very wise there. Ryan landed the first punch. He acted unfazed, but didn't exactly put up his defenses there. And that was a bit of sloppy workmanship there from Big Willie, who gets lifted there by Ryan. Ryan showing exactly why he's the super athlete right now. He's lifting up Big Willie with ease. Big Willie, not the heaviest person we have on the roster. Of course, remember, we do have Big Boss, who is, about 600 pounds. But Big Willie's definitely up there. He's in the 300-400s. He's a very heavy man. Very powerful man. And it's because of all that raw power that makes him so difficult to defeat inside that ring. Oh, look at that. Ryan went for the strike. It was easily shrugged off. And he gets headbutted down. And look at the face of Connors. A little bit of worry there in the early stages. Despite Ryan getting off to a pretty decent start in this one. Well, Connors and Ryan, their alliance is still a little bit unsure. No one really knows the extent of their relationship working together. But what we do know is that they have come together, clearly, to dethrone Big Willie. And, I mean, it's not like it wouldn't take two men to keep him down, and that's what it's proven to be. Remember, the only time he ever lost it was in a triple threat match, and he wasn't even the one who was pinned. So maybe that's the key to success here, to taking the championship away. The strength in numbers. But then again, if you want to talk numbers, you gotta talk 365, and that was the last milestone he passed as television champion. He is unstoppable in so many ways, and he proves it week in, week out. And right now, he had a nice little comeback there after a strong start from Ryan, but it looks like Ryan has re-established control. And Ryan Austin, the younger brother of the chairman, celebrating his birthday today. Very much happy birthday to you. And we'll see if he can get himself a birthday win. What better way to celebrate your birthday than with winning the television championship? He only scores a 1 there. And for Ryan, we know he's a very lethal fighter. Lacks the one thing that I always said that Connors didn't have, and that is a very strong, powerful finisher in the running punt kick. And there's the Pele kick, maybe to set him up. But look at Big Willie. Big Willie just says no and gets straight back to his feet. Oh, well countered though by Ryan. Ryan does well to side shuffle the spear out on the apron, and he counters it very nicely. And Ryan in a spot of control here, and I don't think many were expecting it out the gate for Big Willie to be in this vulnerable position. Big Willie trying to fight on, stay strong, and now look at this. Beautiful elbow drop right to the heart. And Big Willie doesn't stay down for long, does he? It takes a lot to keep him down. That running punt kick could do the trick, should he be able to find it. It's proven to be lethal in the past. You remember all the way back to the beginning of Season 1, it proved to be pretty effective. And now looking for it to be affected again, but Big Willie sidestepping it. Ryan, though, staying on the prowl, not letting up, and that's what you can't afford to do against Big Willie. Try to counter with a clothesline, but instead gets met with a clothesline of his own. And Ryan begging him to bring the fight here. Right now, Big Willie's not really doing that. Ryan in control of the situation as he has been for the majority of the fight. And it's becoming uncontrollable here for Big Willie. There's only so much punishment surely a human man can take. He's got to start fighting back, and he needs to start to do it now. Big Willie now can finally get some offense in. He's been struggling to do that. And now Big Willie looking for the ending maybe. Where did this come from? Look at Big Willie. Running powerbomb. Running powerbomb from Big Willie. Literally from out of nowhere. Against the run of momentum. A running powerbomb. And into the cover. Is this going to be enough to get rid of Ryan? It is. One running powerbomb was all it took to keep Ryan down and out. Before you fuckers come and beat me up again, why don't you stop right there? Because I've got an offer for ye. Instead of you two versus me all the time in pathetic attacks, why don't we do this properly? So at Fatality, I want both of ye in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And I'll even put my television title on the line. If you want to ambush me, do it in the ring. So if you want it, boys, step into this ring at Fatality. Take off your trousers and come get this Willie. What is it with people putting themselves in handicap situations? So, of course, we have Mutt Goldberg, who's going into Sin City Showdown to put someone in a 4-on-1 handicap. And now Big Willie is offering a 2-on-1 handicap match at Fatality to Liam Connors and Ryan Austin for the TV title. Jesus Christ, these people are insane. Then again, Big Willie, no stranger to defending the title against more than one person, not with everyone all coming at him at the same time. Jesus Christ. But here's someone who I'm sure is not a happy bunny. He puts on a brave face for everyone, though, it seems. The hero of wrestling, SDC, is out here, smiling to my surprise. If you remember last week, he won the Hardcore Championship and then challenged Jaden to a match. And if he lost, that he would leave the brand and he would return to the Mayhem roster. But SDC, of course, then defended his title in a rematch with Loki. He ended up winning, but only for Jaden to attack him afterwards and take the championship from him. And we have no idea where Jaden is. I haven't heard or seen from him. Neither is anyone particularly backstage. But SDC, I can't imagine, is a happy man about the fact that it's gone down like that. But the hero of wrestling still surprisingly seems to have a smile on his face. He has been hunting Jaden for weeks and in the process captured the Hardcore Championship just to get his attention. And that just shows what the hero of wrestling is capable of. Even without his full attention, he is still capable of being successful here in WIW. So let's see what the hero has to say. Very clever, Jaden. Or was it? You've managed to steal my title from me, which is, of course, not illegal the way you did it. In fact, that's exactly how I won the title in the first place. So credit to you for finally stepping out to a ring for once in your career. But you've messed up now, my friend. Because now, I am guaranteed a contractual rematch clause to the Hardcore Championship. And I am making it very clear right now that I will be cashing in that match the way I wanted to. Finally, Jaden and I will go one-on-one for the Hardcore Championship at Fatality Pay-Per-View. Unless Jaden has the guts to come out here right now and finish what we started. Yoo-hoo, up here, hero. Oh, what? You didn't actually think I was dumb enough to come down there, did you? I have a title to think about now. And I don't intend to make the same stupid mistakes that everybody else has when they've been making these titles. But you're right, SDC. You do get a rematch. Are you happy now? I told you months ago to let this one go, hero, because it would be the end for you. But no, you had to keep playing hero and chase down the villain who always gets the better. Well, this time I'm not letting you come back after I beat you. So I accept your initial offer. At Fatality Pay-Per-View, it will be loser leaves the brand. Enjoy your last days on Fight Night, hero. Well, it makes perfect sense, and it's now another official match. Jaden and SDC colliding at pay-per-view. That is going to be brilliant to see. Jaden and SDC colliding one more time. This time for a title. The first time these two will ever fight for a title as the Hardcore Championship is being put on the line. That is huge. Next out to the ring, though, his opponent for tonight. A nice little warm-up to prepare him for the pay-per-view. It is Bomber. Bomber, who I could see very much being a part of the Hardcore division. Was hoping for a fresh start over on Fight Night. Was hoping to step his game up once he got here, but hasn't exactly been the case for Bomber. He's come in, he's shown his strength off, but not much else. And strength alone isn't going to carry you the whole way. That is something that is for certain, and I've said this a lot with Bomber. And hopefully Bomber is learning from these mistakes, but Bomber hasn't exactly been successful here in WIW. But we'll see if he can pick up a win tonight. Well, the hero of wrestling has a reason to be happy now, and he shakes the hand of his opponent before this match gets underway. And oh god. Bell rings and away we go, and look at that, straight away SDC didn't want to waste any time. It was right up on Bomber there for the step up insecurity. Well, SDC, clearly now we know the reason he was smiling. He's a very happy man. Jesus Christ, was that really what I thought it was? The knee already? SDC not wasting any time. No. Is SDC really serious? Oh my god, look at it, straight into the Dragon Sleeper. Not wasting any time. Dragon Sleeper. And Bomber taps immediately. Wow. Well, SDC, we've seen win matches in 9 seconds. That has got to be up there with some of the fastest matches in WIW history. Straight in with the Kryptonite knee, and then locking in his new finisher, the Dragon Sleeper. And in a matter of seconds, Bomber has been knocked off by the hero of wrestling. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. And this is what I'm talking about. Even though his mind is focused on Jaden and going to Fatality to beat that man and to get rid of him for good, SDC is still a dominant force within the ring. It really has started to come alive again in Season 2. SDC, the hero of wrestling, will now officially be cashing in his rematch clause in a hardcore match for the hardcore title against the Plan himself, Jaden, at Fatality pay-per-view. And with the added twist that the loser leaves the brand, another person will be heading over to Mayhem. But who is it going to be? This is exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Will the hero finally conquer the mastermind, or will the mastermind get the upper hand on him once again? We'll find out very soon, but it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, a technically #1 contenders match for the Fight Night Tag Team Championships. As Theodore Adam Wright has informed us, this match is to determine whether Bolton and Hart will go to the pay-per-view. They believe, of course, that they deserve it. Oxley and James have already offered them the chance to go to Fatality to face for the Tag Team Championships. However, the general manager has said that they haven't earned it inside the ring. And so that's why the general manager has brought them out here for a match. They lose, the tag team title opportunity is off the table. Well, they come down to the ring now, Bolton and Hart. And if you may have noticed, they're coming in down here in new shirts with a brand new name, calling themselves the Aces of Hearts, or the Ace of Hearts if you prefer. But Bolton and Hart clearly have come to some kind of agreement, some type of unity, but it hasn't exactly brought out the best in Hart. Instead, I think it brought out the worst in Bolton. Well, I said at the beginning of the team's formation it would go one way or the other. Tonight, their opponents, a team who are desperate to get some revenge, and maybe the general manager would be willing to replace Bolton and Hart with the Death Ninjas, should the Death Ninjas win tonight. Harry Austin and Def Lordicus, if you'll remember, had their match end in a double countout with the Wolfpack, when it was a very real possibility that they could have tied points with both the Wolfpack and Bolton and Hart, and they could have been a part of the decision to go and fight for the Tag Team Championships at the last pay-per-view that was Uprising. And so, of course, they'll feel as though they were robbed. Well, tonight is a chance for redemption for the Death Ninjas. Will they be able to get the job done here tonight? Well, the bell rings, and away we go. You've got to imagine that both sides will be believing that a win here will win them a shot at the Fight Night Tag Team Champions, Oxley and James. And for Oxley and James, it'll be their first real test. They wanted to come out strong and push themselves, which is exactly why they challenged Bolton and Hart to the match in the first place. However, this is now the test of Bolton and Hart to see whether they're ready. Because, like I say, they've had their wins, but they've had a significant amount of losses as well. Bolton and Hart haven't always been on the same page. It's only recently that they've decided to join forces properly to try and get results done and take the Tag Team Championships. Hart attacking the newly tagged in Def Lordicus, and now Bolton coming in as well, and a nice little snapmare there. Oh, and a cheap little kick to the back as well. And Bolton plays to the crowd, and a bit of a mixed reaction. Bolton, of course, was not exactly a liked man once he decided he was going to align himself with Hart properly. Of course, in the first instance, he was put there in this team because the general manager said they would make a good team. It turns out it's brought out the worst in them. But I think Theodore Adam Wright secretly is quite proud of the creation he's made. He said that one day these two would be tag team title contenders, and so far they are proving him right. Bolton and Hart now just one match away from potentially taking the tag team champions Oxley and James on at the pay-per-view. And the Backbreakers, of course, as they have nicknamed themselves, not so much a name, more of a methodology, if you prefer, the way they approach themselves in the ring. But they called out Bolton and Hart. They said they've already made it clear they are not scared of the challenge of any team. They want to prove they're fighting champions, And that is exactly what they want to take on a team like Bolton and Hart, to make it clear. They're not going to be bullied around here in the tag team division. They're going to be strong champs, and they will take on all comers. They've already made it clear they want to fight Bolton and Hart, who right now are in good control right now, getting some quick tags in, trying to keep Deflordicus isolated right now. I think that was the strategy for Harry at the beginning, but Harry got off to a flying start and decided he was going to quickly tag out and let Deflordicus, the much bigger man, take the reins. And for Harry and Deflordicus, you've got to imagine it's a tricky time for them now, because like I say, with that no contest, the match, you know, that brought their loss count to like 4 in a row now. Bear in mind they went 2 whole months unbeaten in the Fight Night Tag Division, which got them a tag title opportunity to look at the first place. Tag is made and in comes Harry, and the Flying Ninja gonna start flying immediately with several vicious drop kicks. Perfectly done, and Harry once again showing off his natural high-flying ability as you'd expect from such a little man, running around the ring like no one's business, and now flying off the top. Went for a big splash, but Alan Hart able to sidestep. Well, with Deflordicus down, maybe Hart and Bolton now can capitalize, but Harry, look at this, the fighting spirit of the Flying Ninja. Beautiful move there, showing his natural athleticism. Hart now looking for a tag of his own, and he finds one. In comes the ace, and straight away crushes him with a spear. What a move to slow down the momentum of the Death Ninjas there. Well, Bolton and Hart, they knew they were going to be pushed surely in this matchup. Missing the knee there, and they could see him holding it. That hurt him. And for Bolton and Hart, you can't imagine they're going to want to let this opportunity slip. Remember, they let the last one slip against the Wolfpack. They can't afford to let this one slip as well. Back in comes Deflordicus, and right now, I'm not sure that's the smart decision. Right now, Harry is in complete control of the situation. It's Deflordicus who's been struggling, but it's not going to stop the Death Ninjas from taunting. Oh, God, no. Look at this. Oh, Deflordicus didn't help his partner there, completely misfired. And by the time he connects, it's too late. His partner has taken out the equation. And there's the cheap shots once again in play by Bolton and Hart. And that's the thing with this team. They've shown over the last couple of weeks they will do anything to get what they want. And what they want right now is the Fight Night Tag Team Championships. Well, Oxley and James surely await the winners of this match. Although I'm pretty sure I know their preference. However, I'm sure they will happily take on the Death Ninjas. The Death Ninjas have been waiting for another opportunity in the Fight Night Tag Team titles, and I'm sure they'd love to finally get their hands on them. And right now, we might be looking at that case. Into the corner he goes for a split-legged moonsault. And Deflordicus trying to finally get some rhythm and momentum in this match. It's just not working out for him. Bolton and Hart staying in control of the situation for now. Went for a chop. Well counted, and now can get him in the corner, where we could be looking for the finishing touch. Tag is made, and you know what comes next. Setting it up perfectly. Harry and Deflordicus, the ultimate duo, the unique team, with the Skyscraper elbow drop. Skyscraper elbow drop, and straight into the cover. Is Bolton going to make the save? No, Bolton has to kick out on his own. Hart, in the end, did not make the save, and he gets wiped out. But Harry and Deflordicus now surely in prime position to put Bolton away. Bolton with a counter there. Give himself some breathing room, but he's in trouble now. The Skyscraper elbow drop connects. And that was a high distance to be hitting it from. Harry trying to stay on top of him. Oh, God, it might not have helped, though. Peter Bolton, where did this come from? Calling the end to the boos of the crowd. The ace in the hole. Ace in the hole. And that came from nowhere and straight into the cover. Is this going to be enough? Deflordicus is right there to break it up. And Hart chases him out the ring as well. Well, Bolton and Hart almost getting it done there. Step up into Guri. Both teams were looking for a way to end it there. The Skyscraper elbow drop connected, as did the ace in the hole. But yet no team has done it yet. And Oxley and James must be loving this backstage, watching Bolton and Hart being put through the ringers, but not only that, seeing how tough the competition is coming. But now Harry looking for a finish of his own now. Now looking for the 619 if he can find it. Hooks him on the ropes. Looking to fly. 619. Beautifully done, and a flying splash from the Flying Ninja. Perfect timing all worked to perfection. And now into the cover. Is this surely it? The referee gets wiped out. Hart wipes out the ref and now trying to wipe out Lordicus as well. And the count's not going to begin on these two. They can stay in here for as long as they like. And chaos is breaking out inside the ring right now. Hart now. Look at this. Powerbomb. Wiping out Def Lordicus. And Bolton taking out Harry Austin. And just like that, with a cheap shot to the back of the referee, Bolton and Hart once again re-establish control. And Harry was close to wrapping it up there. You've got to imagine if the ref made the count, it was over. And now look at this. Raking of the eye. And in a position where the referee can't see where the hands are. That is cheap work there from Bolton and Hart. Who, of course, now have no Def Lordicus to worry about for the time being. They are in complete control of the situation. Maybe something Hart now in off the tag can produce to wrap this up. Maybe a heart stopper. Maybe a figure four. Or maybe a sharpshooter. Maybe something just to put him away. We know Hart has the ability to do so, but right now, Harry is refusing to give up. Harry's still fighting on, tosses him out of the corner, and now going straight to the top, where he drops down on him. Oh, ducks under the clothesline and using his speed. Look how quick the Flying Ninja rushes around the ring to perfection and connects perfectly. And might have been looking as well for the standing moonsault as well, but Hart, well counted, trying to get him behind for a heart stopper. That was well scouted as well. And now Harry, Spanish fly. Beautifully done. And I think Harry knows that could mean the end of the match. Oh, I thought he was going to drag him for the cover instead. Now he finally connects with the standing moonsault. And the crowd going nuts as the Deaf Ninjas have taken full control of this match. Oh, but wait. Oh, and an eye rake. An eye rake. And now trying to set him up maybe, but no, a step up into Guri instead he had to settle for. Oh God, and Harry hung on the middle rope there. That's not helpful. And now wearing him down in the middle of the ring. The cheap shots with the eye rakes and the referee takeouts is all that's keeping Bolton and Hart alive in this match. But right now it's enough. And there's the heart stopper by Alan Hart. And look at this, Saul. Bolton and Hart. Bolton saying, you finish this. And Hart's just going to take his time applauding him. Well, Bolton and Hart still maybe not completely on the same page. But it seems as though Bolton believes that Hart has what it takes to finish this. And he's going to let Hart do it, I think. Interesting there. So maybe still some tension between Bolton and Hart. Maybe not completely on the same page. I wonder what's going on there. They came here in a united front. They've challenged for the tag team titles. And now they still don't want to work together well. And it might have led to their downfall. The skyscraper elbow drop inbound this time. In the reverse. Def Lordicus on the shoulders of Harry. And the Deaf Ninjas land the skyscraper elbow drop. And Bolton might have just caused the end of this match inadvertently here on Hart. But no. Hart kicks out at 2. And notice how Bolton wasn't in a rush to come and make the save either. And look at Hart. He's cheering him on here, trying to get the crowd riled up. Clearly Bolton thinks that Hart can do this on his own at this point, but Hart is clearly struggling. A skyscraper elbow drop for the second time in this match. He's struggling, that is to say the very least. Still he fights on though, kick to the gut, and oh, drills his head into the apron with a DDT. But look, he's hurt. He can't afford to have injuries, especially if you're going to challenge for the tag team championships. They managed to counter there, though. The Deaf Ninjas, who are staying in control now. And surely Bolton must be having alarm signs here, thinking it's time to make the tag. But Hart, though, managing to get under the leg and crashing down the knee. And now look at this, going to the corner again. This time, Bolton is in. But Bolton almost with a disgusted look, almost saying he shouldn't have had to come back in here. So Bolton and Hart, clearly still some stuff that needs to be sorted out between the two. But it seems as though Bolton is pretty confident in the abilities of Hart. I guess if you want to put a positive spin on it. We don't know what was said in that corner. There was clearly words between the two when Bolton refused to come in. But what was the extent of what was said? Clearly, still some underlying tension. And Oxley and James, they could use that. If that is the case and these two still are not on the same page, surely they're going to use that against them. Now to the corner. Maybe now for a third skyscraper elbow drop. A tag is made. It's not the elbow drop, though. Look at Island Hart quick to rush in here. I don't think there's anything he can do, though, as the coast-to-coast connects. And Hart, look at this. Hart came in to make the save, but then decided he didn't want it. Calling for the tag now. Decided he didn't want to save Bolton. Bolton didn't see it, obviously. But now Hart in off the tag, and he's fresh. Oh, and straight away takes out the legs of the Flying Ninja, and that's smart. Slow him down. That is definitely the key. And there's a powerbomb just to drill him into the apron. We're coming to the dire end of this match now. Right now, the Death Ninjas are in control, but it's a matter of whether now they can find a finishing touch to put this one away. But gets behind. There's another Hart stopper to the Flying Ninja. And now Bolton and Hart with an opportunity to finish this. Hart's going straight to the top. What does Hart have in store? Diving crossbody, and he goes straight into the cover. He thinks that's enough to put Harry away, and he's got it. Well, Ace and Hart's not in the cleanest fashion whatsoever. Not even really on the same page for half of that match. It looked as though neither one really wanted to help each other, but they get the win, and the Ace of Hearts confirm their place in the tag team title match at Fatality. They're going to face Oxley and James. And Oxley and James, you've got to imagine, are smiling at the thought of getting their hands on the team who ambushed them a few weeks ago. And I'm sure they cannot wait to get their revenge. But listen to the boos of the crowd. They are not happy with how things have gone tonight. They're not happy with this victory. But, oh, wait a minute, look at this. A taste of their own medicine. And Oxley and James taking out the Aces of Hearts, beating them down before the championship match. Well, Oxley and James have the final say of the matter, it looks like. And to the cheers of the crowd, you heard them there. But they're not happy about the fact that Oxley and James will be defending their tag team championships at the pay-per-view against these two. It's going to be one hell of a tag team championship match, though, I can tell it. Can Bolton and Hart pull it together and manage to steal the titles from Oxley and James? Or will Oxley and James' current unbeaten streak continue even further and continue to dominate the tag team division, holding the tag team titles? Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, next up tonight is a big one that once again could have huge implications coming into Fatality in the women's division. Right now, of course, we have no one stepping up to face Laura Stables. But this woman has clearly put everyone on notice. Leading the Hive down to the ring, it is Bobby Versace, who has exploded to the scene here on WIW's main roster. But Bobby Versace, she made it clear that she wants the championship, and she's hunting down the champion with the help of the Hive. But now she's got the champion in the ring. Theodore Adam Wright has put her in the ring with Laura Stables tonight, and she said, if she can, and Theodore Adam Wright said, if Bobby Versace can pin the champion tonight in a non-title match, then they will go to the pay-per-view that is Fatality, and they will face off against one another in a Fatality match, which makes perfect sense. So far, Bobby Versace has literally knocked people out right in front of our eyes. Wildcat springs to mind immediately. So I guess it only makes sense that a Fatality match would be the next step. But for Bobby Versace and the Hive, they're a team that have been very aggressive towards the champion. Like I say, if anyone has proven to be the biggest threat to the champion, well, there's two people. Of course, Miss Money in the Bank, who of course is a natural threat just by holding the briefcase, and of course the Hive. And Laura Stables, as I'm sure, is out here much on her own conditions here, because I'm sure she would love to get rid of the threat of the Hive. And the women's champion, Laura Stables, is out here to do just that. She's been pretty tame with the dark side. It hasn't come out too much as of late. Particularly, I thought that maybe with dealing with the Hive, the more darker side of her would come out to play. But then again, she's not really in control of her split personality. But she seems to be getting into a little bit of control of it lately. She seems to be all princess lately, no dark side. And I have no idea what's going on there. But for Laura Stables, I'm sure in her mind, that's the way that she'd prefer to have things run. Well, the bell rings, and away we go. Bobby Versace, she knows what she has to do. A championship match awaits her if she knocks off the champion right here tonight. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to apply the pressure. You've got to prove that you're able to stand up with the champions. And that's exactly what the task is ahead of pay-per-view. She knows that, and that is exactly why the threat is there. There's a shot right to the jaw of Versace, and no respect between these two. Clearly, Versace been cheap shotting her for months now, pretty much since she emerged on the main roster. I think that it's definitely becoming a thing, and there's a clothesline in the corner. Barbie Versace has definitely targeted her, made it clear that her only intention is to become champion. And it seems as though the Hive are very much eager to help her. And already a head scissors takedown by Versace. And Barbie Versace, we know she very much favors the head scissors. That seems to be one of her go-to moves here. Of course, with that leg drop DDT as well, proving to be as lethal as it is. That has knocked out opponents in the past. And again, if she wins here tonight, she has the chance to go to Fatality and win the title in a Fatality match by knocking out the champion. And of course, Laura Stables, one of only 3 champions, and she's won it 3 times. Every time that she's had to cash in a rematch galore, she has won it back. She has been by far one of the most successful women on Fight Night, at least. Maybe one of the most successful women in WIW. And she has dealt with her fair share of threats, but she has never had to deal with a threat quite like the Hive. Barbie Versace bringing in an element of the unknown. She's fresh into the scene, new to the roster. And although, like I say, Versace and Stables have had their run-ins in the past, no one really knows what to expect 100% from Barbie Versace. And that element of surprise could help her become champion at Fatality if she can use it to her advantage. Right now, going for a submission here. Tequila Sunrise from the challenger, and Versace in complete control right now, but Stables able to power through, and she does so cleanly enough, giving herself some breathing room, but not enough breathing room. She ran right into the arms of Barbie Versace, who plants her down. And Versace is in complete control right now, and the Hive smiling on because they know that to be true. Oh, went for the drop from the top. That didn't help out the situation. Albright watching on the outside, as well as Tashley. And of course, if it is a Fatality match, that means they will not be at ringside at the pay-per-view. So I guess the Hive taking full advantage of things here tonight, making sure, because remember, the Fatality match, there are no rules other than your objective is to knock out your opponent. And of course, that gives you a huge advantage in a no DQ match if they're by your side, which is why they won't be there at ringside should Versace get it. But again, Laura Stables has been looking for challenges, but not really, to be fair. I'm pretty sure Stables is very happy just being the champion with no one really taking her on. And now look at this cinch in, the chokehold, and she's got her down, and in a bad position here is Versace. And she could tap right now. Oh, she breaks the hold though, releases it. Oh, but look at this now, flips through, shoulders are down on the champion. Is she gonna steal it here? 2 count as the shoulders pop up. Versace almost stealing the match there. But Versace has been in control. I guess it wouldn't be a steal, more of a cheap way to win. But again, when you're fighting for a championship opportunity, any means necessary needs to be the order of the day. Stables now going for the cover. She had that chokehold cinched in for a while, but that on its own wasn't enough to get a cover. Versace slips behind now and trying to capitalize further. But once again, Laura Stables quick to the punch. Stables watching it get back, and oh, I thought she was going to catch her into the end of days there. Instead, just going to bring her down. What's the game plan here from Stables? She hasn't exactly got off to a great start here. She's working her way back in. And look at the Hive. You can already tell they're just eager to come in and jump the champion. Oh, look at this. Stables got caught watching. Drills her head into the apron. The leg DDT and into the cover. Is that enough to knock out the champion? No, it's not. Well, Stables. Well, what happened there? She gets caught watching, and Versace almost made her pay for it. Barbie Versace now trying to fight off the champion's advances. There's a sling blade. And the champ is in a lot of trouble now, and I think Versace knows it. That one mistake could have just cost her the chance to not even have to defend at the pay-per-view. Leg scissors now, just wearing down the champ. But look at this. What incredible body control from Barbie Versace. With Versace, she might be aggressive and use undermining and cheap tactics at times, but you can't argue with her wrestling ability. Oh, look at this, rolls through. Now into a knee bar. Knee bar by the champion. What a transition. In trouble now is Barbie Versace. in the middle of the ring. She can't reach the rope. She's crawling, but she can't get there. Versace in trouble, but she slips through. And things are heating up in this match, and I think she knows it. Double knees. Trying to pick up the pace as the champ does. Into the cover, off the double knees. Is this going to be enough to get the job done? No, it's not. 2 count. Versace coming closer and closer, but Stables is holding on right now. That rolling knee bar caught her off guard, and now look at this. There's a neck breaker. Oh, and look at this. Albright not happy with how things are going now. Albright talking a little bit now, getting herself involved, sensing Versace is struggling. But Stables not interested. Stables sending her a warning. But has Versace had enough time to recover and make a counter? It doesn't look like it. End of days. And the champion has just knocked off the... No! Versace kicks. Versace kicks out at 2 at the end of days. The champion staying on top, almost as if she knew that wasn't going to work. But Versace kicks out, to my surprise at least, at the count of 2 at the end of days. What a match this has been. And when the title is on the line, or even if the title opportunity is on the line, you know it brings out the best in the champion. And for the challengers, they have to match that. But right now, the champion doing such a good job of matching anything that the challenger is bringing. And now look at this. Oh, scooping her up again. Look at this. Oh, and a beautiful slam down. Almost a jawbreaker-like maneuver. And into the cover. Is this going to be enough? 2 count. Versace just cannot keep Stables down. Stables refusing to go down. Shrugged away there by Versace. Trying to roll that harm's way. Went for a knee. Well caught by Versace. And the pace has picked up and the crowd are fully aware of it. Stables breaking the hold. And the Hive are in panic zones now. You can see the worries on their faces. They're starting to panic. Versace sent to the opposite side of the rope. She hangs on though. Stables is tiring. She is slowing down, and I think that she's seeing that. Oh, look at this. Well counted though. Sunset flip. And she might have taken too long. Into the cover. Is this going to be enough to get the job done here? 2 count. Versace doing whatever she can think of to find the 3. It's just not working right now. Stables is staying strong, staying dominant. Catching the leg there. Versace going to flip her through into the suplex. These two are putting on one hell of a fight. But look at Versace trying to play it cool and say she's in control of the situation. But she hasn't been from large periods of this match. What's she doing now? Just, curb stomp, drilling her face first into the apron. Where did that come from? And into the cover. Is that enough to knock out the champ? It is! And look at the delight and the cheers of the Hive on the outside. Barbie Versace has just won herself a championship opportunity. A huge victory for the Hive. And now Barbie Versace will be going to the pay-per-view in a fatality match for the Women's Championship. These two pushed each other to the absolute limits tonight. And they're going to have to push each other even further at fatality to score the win. But for tonight at least, Stables is down and Versace is your winner. And now these two women will fight once more at fatality. Oh no, look at this. The Hive trying to make life a little easier for their match at fatality. Oh, got a chair as well. And the Hive completely beating down the champion. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Hive making life a little easier for them coming into fatality. And you got to imagine now, with that win and the beatdown, it's going to give Barbie Versace a huge advantage heading into the pay-per-view. Well, Barbie Versace will face for the Women's Championship in a fatality match against none other than Laura Stables. So will she be able to conquer it finally, and will the Hive take control, or will Stables be able to fend off the Hive one more time? We'll have to wait and see at the pay-per-view, but it's time to move on. Now the rest of the card. Well, of course, she had to ruin a good victory by landing cheap shots, but it's time for tonight's main event, and it is Bruiser Brad in action. Of course, he will be preparing, for a fatality match of his own at the upcoming pay-per-view, as he is scheduled to collide in a fatality match with Big Boss. Hopefully for the last time they collide, now that, of course, he is aligned with the industry over on Mayhem. We can confirm that Bruiser Brad is not here tonight and under any harm. because, of course, Big Boss is not in attendance. He is over in the Mayhem brand officially as of the last episode. But for this man, Bruiser Brad, a man who is hungry for revenge, he steps into the ring tonight in a very different match. And a man he's faced before and he's actually won. And that will give him confidence coming into this. But this is essentially a warm-up for both sides, who of course will both be at the pay-per-view. Well, Bruiser Brad, for him it's a big fight in his own right. But for this man, coming down to the ring, it's a big fight for many other reasons. And one of the biggest reasons, of course, is the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, King Sam is out here, coming down to the ring, but he's supposed to be with Alex Wilson, the World Heavyweight Champion. I guess they're coming down separately. I don't know what's going on, but it is Alex Wilson that is his opponent tonight. King Sam coming out here for protection, as he of course could tell that at any time Jake Griffiths could charge down to the ring. What the hell was that blurriness about? Anytime he could charge down to the ring and take him on. And Alex Wilson tonight, the World Heavyweight Champion, facing a man who of course beat him, and King Sam for that matter of fact, in a fatal 4-way match not too long ago. Well, the Wolfpack are out here tonight, and we'll see how they can deal with Bruiser Brad one-on-one inside this ring. The bell rings, and away we go. And King Sam, like I said, got to imagine is out here for protection purposes only tonight. Alex Wilson trying to get him off his feet early, and kicked him mid-headbutt, and he's still not going down. Bruiser Brad standing tall over the much smaller Alex Wilson. But look at this, Wilson's not going down from the knees. Neither man backing down. More knees coming in here from Bruiser Brad. But still, Wilson's not falling. And now, once again, the strikes trading between the two. Neither one of them wanting to go down here. There's a knee. Bruiser Brad still hasn't gone down. Finally, someone falls. There's the snapmare and the roundhouse kick. What a sequence. Neither one of them wanted to hit the canvas first. In the end, Bruiser Brad had to budge. Well, King Sam, like I say, is out here for the protection purposes, making sure maybe that Jake Griffiths isn't going to come out here and isn't going to get involved into the cover off the headbutt there. Wilson ain't going to have any of that. And like I say, if you'll remember back to Resurrection, it was a fatal 4-way between these three men and I believe one other person, which was KO Oxley. And the winner would go on to face Max Danger for the World Heavyweight Championship. Bruiser Brad won that match, but his chance to become the champ was ruined in that event. And now, because of Bruiser Brad, and now he'll get his chance at revenge again at Fatality pay-per-view. And look at this, Wilson being brought back to his feet by his leader, King Sam, but that might have set him up for even more problems. Bruiser Brad taking him away. Look at King Sam here, almost having words there with Bruiser Brad, long enough to distract him. And King Sam, of course, we know he's no stranger to playing the cheap shots, and he distracts Bruiser Brad long enough there to keep his man alive. Wilson, of course, now a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. Bruiser Brad still yet to hold gold here in WIW, to the surprise of many. But Bruiser Brad, who has won the fans over lately, mainly by being beaten up and double-teamed up against the industry, lately, Bruiser Brad has been the victim of abuse. But he is a tough fighter. Of course, he earned the right to be fairly. He earned the right fairly to become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. And maybe a chance here tonight, should he beat the World Heavyweight Champion and prove maybe once again he belongs back in the world title picture. And strength there, and look at that, mixed reactions. Yeah, the crowd still not quite sure what to think of Bruiser Brad. But one thing's for sure, you've got to imagine that they're going to want him to walk out the other end of Fatality, having knocked out his former partner. Wilson trying to get him in that corner, maybe to line him up for that super kick. It doesn't seem to be working right now, and instead backs up so he can use his speed to his advantage. And King Sam applauding along, and of course Wilson will have his own problems at the pay-per-view. He's taking on former Cruiserweight Champion, former two-time Cruiserweight Champion at that, Jake Griffiths, excuse me. And that is going to be an interesting one instead. Oh, look at this, rolling through here, just trying to get this one wrapped up. The referee's not seeing the feet on the top rope. And why would you look at the feet being on the top rope? That's how big of a man Bruiser Brad is. The referee stops the count at 2. Wilson in control right now. And now lining him up again, trying to find that super kick that could win him the match here. Into the corner, Brad's in trouble. Super kick, crashing into the top turnbuckle. And the World Heavyweight Champion is on a roll. Oh, it's very much a friendly competition between these two. The Blood Brothers, of course, and the Wolfpack. Never exactly friends, but Bruiser Brad has called upon the help of the Wolfpack on a few occasions. Oh my god, look at Wilson here. Wilson on the outside, begging him to get back to his feet. High-risk maneuver here, and look at this. Oh! Moonsault to the outside. And the World Heavyweight Champion is putting on a show for everyone here tonight. Beautiful work here. And now bringing him back into the ring, most likely. No! Onto the announce table. And these two are really pushing each other here. And Bruiser Brad wants to get this one back in the ring. Cautious as a count, perhaps. And now, tossing him. Irish whip. What can he produce? Oh, God! Just gets shoulder tackled down with ease. And now look at this, wrenching away on the arms. It's a lot of weight applied to the arms. It's about 400 pounds worth of weight and pressure. Oh, looking for the bear hug. Alex Wilson breaks 3 and into a backbreaker. Just trying to keep him down. Remember that bear hug has made him tap out in the past. He can't afford to let it happen again. Once again, a moonsault, this time off the springboard. And the champ once again. Oh my god. Beautiful acrobatic work, showing off the natural cruiserweight abilities of the world champion. And it's a 2 count. To the surprise of the champion, who's putting on one hell of a fight here against the former #1 contender for the title. Lining up now, looking for the DDT, maybe to put him away. Flip over! DDT! And into the cover. Is this going to be enough to put away Bruiser Brad? No! One was not enough. Bruiser Brad holds on for now. But how much more does he have left in the tank? Lining him up for another flip over DDT. Here, Jake Griffiths, the man who will be challenging for the title, has arrived here tonight. But look at King Sam trying to spring into action. Trying to make sure that he doesn't get to the ring and interfere in this match. But it looks like he's causing enough of a distraction. Wiping out King Sam. And oh, there's a super kick. And now look at this, he's running into the ring, he's going after Wilson, but Wilson was waiting for him. Wilson saw it coming. Wilson now looking for the bitter end to take out Jake Griffiths. And of course he doesn't hit him at all, it's not a disqualification. The match continues and Wilson just now manages to get rid of the threat of Jake Griffiths before this was disqualification. Oh, wait, from behind! From behind! Bear hug applied. Bruiser Brad might be able to steal this one from right under the champion's nose, and he does. The champ taps out. Jake Griffiths may not have gotten a shot of his own, but he did enough to distract the champ, and he tapped out to the bear hug. Bruiser Brad wins. Huge victory to give him momentum coming into Fatality pay-per-view, but I don't think he was ever expecting that, to get that win there from that distraction. Bruiser Brad gets the win, and a bit of a mixed reaction from the crowd. They're not happy about the way that one ended. Well, Jake Griffiths may not have landed the final blow, but Bruiser Brad stands tall over a ringside of bodies with Jake Griffiths, King Sam, and Alex Wilson all laid out flat. But for Bruiser Brad, he needed the momentum, he needed the win, and he got it. A huge win over the World Heavyweight Champion, maybe after Fatality. That propels his prospects here on the Fight Night brand. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up tonight's show, and it does look like that is going to be the final show of 2K18. It looks like now we're going to be starting 2K19 Universe Mode with the Fatality pay-per-view. That is going to be amazing, so be sure to tune in when eventually that drops. And till then, be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Be sure to comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show and, of course, on the season for 2K18. And I will catch you guys in 2K19. Peace.